Gratitude in English, ashukr in Arabic, shukr guzari in Urdu. Different languages, one universal truth. Deep appreciation spoken and felt with the heart. Gratitude connects us. It's a bridge between people and between hearts. And it is just not about saying thank you, it's a way of seeing the world. It's a lens you choose, especially on the hard days. It's noticing small moments of good, the moments that hide quietly between life's difficulties. And nope, gratitude doesn't erase your struggle, but it reminds you that you're not facing life empty handed. People often think happiness comes from big successes, money, or status. But actually, happiness is a spiritual experience of living every day with grace and gratitude. And gratitude is seeing blessings even when they are disguised. It's about appreciating rather than taking things for granted. It's a choice, a daily decision to notice what is still good in your life. Your mind, your emotions, your thoughts, you have more control over them than you think, and gratitude is one way to guide them gently. And when we thank the Creator, Allah, for whatever we have, our hearts soften, our minds settle, and life feels a little more peaceful. We often associate blessings with material possessions and status, but some of the most precious blessings are beyond money. They are not things you can buy, they are the gifts we forget to count. Your health, the ability to move, breathe, and exist, the love and care of family and friends, peace of mind, that quiet inner calm, a kind heart, the ability to help others. These blessings stay with you if you choose to notice them. So, no matter what you have or what you feel you are missing, there is always something to be grateful for. Gratitude turns what we have into enough and often into something more. And here's the beautiful part: gratitude is not a personality trait, it's a practice. It's something you can grow, strengthen, and live every single day.
Nettie, I ponder, is gratitude not considered a trait because people might judge others for their level of gratitude? Is this a socio-cultural reason? This opens a discussion about why science chooses what to formalize. Sometimes it's pragmatic, only negative traits impair functioning. Sometimes it's cultural or social. Before we dive in, let's pause and reflect. What do we even mean by gratitude? Is it just an opinion? Whose opinion counts more, science or faith? That's why the nature versus nurture debate is so useful here. It helps us explore whether gratitude comes from our genes or our experiences, or does it come from our faith? People often ask, is gratitude something we're born with, our nature, or something we learn, our nurture? Modern science shows it's both. Our brains are wired for connection and reward, which give us the capacity for gratitude. But repeated attention, practice, and meaning making include faith, reflection, or supportive community, shape it into a stable orientation. Trauma, deprivation, or unsafe environments can hide gratitude, but the same practices and experiences can strengthen it again. This is where psychology is evolving. Gratitude is not a fixed personality trait in the DSM sense, but observations I have made are that sometimes individuals maintain a dispositional tendency to notice and appreciate benefits across situations, even during hardship. This is interesting because from a social science lens, this might suggest that traits can emerge and stabilize over time through epigenetics, neuroplasticity, and life experience. So, gratitude is both a practice and, in certain contexts, traits like shaped by biology, experience, and intentional effort. It's scientifically precise and empowering. We have the biology to notice and connect, but we also have the responsibility and ability to cultivate gratitude every day, no matter the circumstances, or do we? My experiences shape my understanding that gratitude can exist even in extreme circumstances. Research supports this. Studies of individuals living through war, displacement, and poverty show that people can still experience gratitude despite ongoing hardship, often referred to as dispositional gratitude. We are often given strategies to manage mental illness or distress, but far less guidance on how to cultivate the positive psychological factors that support long term emotional regulation, resilience, optimism, and mental stability. To do that, we need to better understand gratitude and its protective role in mental and emotional health, especially during adversity. This suggests that gratitude isn't solely dependent on circumstances or temporary moods. It can coexist with suffering, which is why I see it as more of a personality disposition or trait than a fleeting emotional state. While modern psychology is beginning to explore this idea, traditional models of mental health have focused on biological or behavioral frameworks, leaving little room for strengths based constructs like gratitude. Thankfully, epigenetics is shifting the narrative in social sciences, and people of faith have already grasped that we can evolve. That's where support tools and guidance become essential.
So, let's talk about how we practice gratitude daily. Keeping a journal can help, logging our daily blessings. For example, mornings usually set the tone of our day. So, starting the day with gratitude can make a difference. Small act of noticing things like enjoying a cup of coffee or finishing an assignment, we can just write it down. At night, we can reflect how was our day. We just can journal small three things. Maybe it is something somebody said kind to you, or a moment of calm, or if you have accomplished a task. Journaling is a way that makes gratitude tangible and real. You're not just thinking about it, you're seeing it on a paper, reflecting on it, and training your mind to notice what's good. These small, ordinary moments may seem simple, but over time they build lasting happiness and help you focus on what's present instead of what's missing. Pausing and acknowledging the present moment, noticing what's one thing right now is there that you can appreciate. The power of living in now lies in forgetting what bothers you and getting over the fear of the unknown future. To try to notice the good in small things like the breeze from your window, ability to breathe and feel the fresh air, appreciating your family, your friends. So, gratitude grows in these small, quiet, mindful moments. Try to express gratitude to people. Talk about it the way we are saying, write it, to notice it. Then talk about gratitude to people. Take a moment, tell someone, thank you for your support, or I really appreciate your encouragement. Acknowledge someone else's effort or kindness. It not only lifts their mood, but it also make you feel better. Expressing gratitude strengthens relationships, spreads positivity, and reminds both you and the other the impact we have on one another. Practice mindful giving. Giving is not just about what others receive, it's about what it does for you. Help someone with a small talk, donate your time or resources, or simply offer a listening ear. When you give, you become more aware of how much you already have, and it deepens your sense of gratitude. The most important thing that you have to consider while practicing gratitude in your day to day life, stop comparing yourself to others, as it kills gratitude. Instead of measuring yourself against others, focus on your own journey. Always remember, your path is different for a reason. When you stop comparing, you free your mind to appreciate your life as it is, and joy grows naturally from within, making you peaceful and content.
Absolutely, Nettie. Reducing comparison is key because it really can kill gratitude. When we focus on our own path instead of others' highlight reels, we free our minds to notice what we have and find joy from within. Gratitude isn't just a practice, it can also be a personality trait, a disposition, or a lens from which we experience life. From my experience, understanding these concepts builds self awareness. Hardship, like poverty, trauma, or other challenges, shape us. But how we respond along with our upbringing environment forms our character. People in more sheltered or privileged contexts may need intentional ways to understand life beyond their bubble. Learning from others' experiences, witnessing resilience, and reflecting on our own blessings can expand empathy. Exploring the world, volunteering, contributing to charity, or engaging in community work like I Am Well initiatives naturally strengthens character and fosters gratitude and empathy. My advice is simple. Cultivate gratitude, not just as a feeling, but as a behavior and practice. Notice what you have, engage with the world, help others, and be intentional. This is how gratitude can take root and become a living part of who you are. Nettie, what factors do you feel can help cultivate gratitude to become part of who we are?
The practical miss. I see that practicing gratitude in success is relatively easier. In moments of achievement, success, or celebrations, it's important to pause before moving on to the next goal. Many people rush so quickly into what's next that they forget to appreciate what they have already accomplished. Gratitude invites you to slow down, breathe, and truly absorb the moment. Instead of chasing the next milestone, take a moment to recognize the journey you have traveled, the effort you have invested, the challenges you overcame, and the people who supported you along the way. This pause keeps your journey grounded and your perspective humble. Success also becomes more meaningful when you look beyond yourself. In these moments, try to remember those who have fewer opportunities or who are suffering, not in a way that creates guilt, but in a way that strengthens compassion and appreciation for what you have. This awareness deepens your gratitude and helps you stay connected to purpose and empathy. Celebrating your wins while staying mindful of your blessings create a balanced, grounded mindset, one that honors both achievement and humility. Now, let's talk about the other side, practicing gratitude in stress, grief, and loss. Life is not always easy, and stress, grief, and loss can feel overwhelming, making gratitude seem impossible. But gratitude is not about ignoring pain, it's about finding light even in darkness. Start small. Even during tough times, there is always something to appreciate: a supportive friend, a safe place to rest, a quiet moment of peace. Try to notice the small goodness. Practice consciously noticing blessings. As mentioned earlier, keep a gratitude journal or take a few minutes each day to reflect. This helps shift your focus from what's missing to what's present. Be patient with yourself. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring pain, it means acknowledging challenges while also recognizing the good that still exists. Over time, this practice strengthens resilience, calms the mind, and brings hope, even in difficult situations.
Nettie, that is insightful. And research shows that this form of gratitude is associated with psychological growth, post traumatic adaptation, and emotional resilience. From personal experience, I have seen how grief and gratitude have a relationship. My aunt lost a son, and the impact was devastating. Medication subdued her pain, but did not allow her the time or space to grieve, process, or recognize that she still had other children. It took decades until she became a grandmother for someone to help her truly grieve. That process was not about forcing gratitude. It was about meaning making and acceptance of loss. Coming from a place where I was not given space to grieve and still am navigating this, my advice to others feeling pain from any loss, a death, a divorce, a breakup, a dream. No one ever forgets the pain of losing a loved one. Grief remains, but being given the opportunity to grieve is in itself an act of gratitude for the love shared, for the time together, and the permission to continue living without guilt. Learning to enjoy what remains without feeling undeserving or disloyal to the loss is not the absence of grief. It is an evolving form of gratitude. Coming to terms with this, especially in adversity, and it does not look the same for everyone, so it is not as easy as it might sound, as life is complex. So, the critical question then becomes, how do we help people access gratitude without minimizing their pain? I feel we need to really unpack what gratitude is to help with this. My understanding is that gratitude is a feeling, much like joy, sadness, or anger, that shapes how we respond to life. But it is more than a fleeting emotion. It also influences our thoughts and behaviors, guiding how we interpret experiences and how we treat others. In this sense, gratitude is multidimensional experience, encompassing feeling, thinking, and action. Some people seem naturally inclined toward gratitude, even in the midst of hardship. This trait-like tendency is supported by personality characteristics such as emotional stability, resilience, optimism, openness, and self-awareness. These traits influence how we process experiences, regulate emotions, and make space for gratitude to rise. Yet gratitude is not fixed. It can be cultivated through reflection, faith, and practice. When making sense of how some people are resilient in extreme conditions, we can even say or feel it's a miracle. But to a person of faith, it is their strength and a blessing. During grief, trauma, or extreme adversity, gratitude may feel temporarily inaccessible. This does not mean it is absent. Rather, emotional overwhelm can postpone the capacity to feel or express it. Over time, we integrate pain and find meaning. Gratitude can re-emerge, softening the heart, strengthening empathy, and guiding our actions. In this way, gratitude bridges feeling, thinking, and behavior. It shapes character, informs how we relate to others, and moves us toward acts of generosity, service, and care. When expressed outwardly through helping others, giving time or resources, and supporting those in need, gratitude becomes behavior in action, a tangible reflection of internal experience. Faith amplifies this connection, transforming gratitude into both a spiritual practice and a lived value. By noticing our blessings, regulating our emotions, and taking purposeful action, we embody gratitude in thought, feeling, and behavior, deepening our relationship with people and with our Creator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Yes, gratitude is a mindset, a way of seeing setbacks as opportunities for growth, turning problems into lessons. When facing difficulties, ask yourself, what is this teaching me? A mistake teaches patience. A failure teaches resilience. A delay may protect you from something worse. By looking for the lesson in every challenge, you transform stress into growth and build a stronger, more mindful perspective on life.
From all of our conversation, I feel, considering both psychology and faith, gratitude is not something we force or judge in others. So we must understand that. If we are in a place where we are blessed with gratitude and somebody is not, how can we help open the doors for them? Understanding that it is regulated emotional experience supported by inner capacities and expressed through lived practice can help us to help others understand, as you stated earlier, that comparison kills. We can remind others, if we're in a good place, to not compare. And if we are going through a tough time, if we can reflect and think of our own inner self and make peace with that, rather than comparing others who might look like how we say the phrase, the grass is greener on the other side. This can help us to keep our focus on ourself and our own experience and not having what you and I often talk about, self-pity. I believe that fixating on our situation or a past situation can bottle up emotions and make us feel like we cannot go beyond this. So coming to a place of gratitude is allowing ourselves time to heal, to process, to figure things out, and to be kind to ourselves and to be kind to other people and not make them feel our emotions when we're not having a good day. And this is for the simple challenges that we have in life, the struggles, the norms. When it's something bigger, such as extreme war, poverty, and famine, that is a very different conversation. So for those of us who go through the normal ups and downs of life, we can give our time, resources, and compassion to those less fortunate. We are practicing gratitude in action then, shaping character, guiding behavior, and deepening our connection with people and with Allah. So my advice to society is simple. Pause and slow down. If you feel overwhelmed or consumed by negativity, yet are blessed with stability, health, and access to dignity, healthcare, education, and clean water, perhaps this is an invitation to reflect on what truly matters. We are here temporarily, not just to survive, but to contribute. When we help others affected by war, poverty, famine, and generational trauma, our problems may not disappear, but they often feel smaller. Giving, whether to a neighbor, a cause, or a community awakens gratitude through action. So my advice, move forward.
That was really a good advice. Thank you for that, practical miss. I just would like to add one thing. Gratitude is not something that we should discover only in adulthood. It's a habit that should begin early. When we start young with our children, we teach them to build an attitude of gratitude that can stay with them for longer. Simple daily practices shape their mindset. So instead of asking, "How was your day?" ask your child powerful questions like, "What was the best part of the day? Who were you proud of today? Who did you help? Or what did you learn today?" These questions gently train a child's mind to scan for the positive, notice goodness in others, recognize their own kindness, and grow through their experiences and mistakes. That's how gratitude becomes the lens for life. We should try our best to cultivate the idea, the concept of gratitude earlier in our children's life. So when we fix ourselves, when we try to see the silver lining in our days, we must help our children to see the same. So gratitude basically transforms not just the heart, but our entire life, including our relationships with people and with Allah. Every blessing, health, family, opportunities, even a moment of peace is a sign of Allah's grace and mercy. And there is a deep wisdom in the fact that the Holy Quran starts with Surah Al-Fatiha, starting with the words Alhamdulillah. This reminds us that gratitude is the very foundation of faith. It's not just a practice, it's a way of living. It protects us from envy, comparison, and dissatisfaction. It helps us pause in moments of success instead of rushing to the next goal. It keeps us humble, mindful, and aware of those with fewer opportunities. It fills our life with peace and purpose. It's a moral compass, a guiding force that keeps our heart aligned with humility, kindness, and truth.